Good morning, everyone. In today's interconnected digital economy, cybersecurity is not merely a technical necessity, it is a cornerstone of business resilience, operational continuity, and stakeholder trust. It is with this understanding that I invite you to watch our comprehensive session on the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0. In this video, we will explore the key enhancement introduced in CSF 2.0, including the critical addition of the governance function or the govern function, the broader applicability across all sectors, and the updated integration with the global standards and regulations. We will discuss how this framework empowers organizations to establish a proactive risk-based approach to managing cybersecurity, aligning technology initiatives with strategic business objectives. Whether you are an executive, a risk management professional, a cybersecurity leader, or a student seeking a deeper understanding of industry best practice, this session is designed to provide you with actionable insight, practical examples, and a strategic roadmap to implement NIST CSF 2.0 effectively. I encourage you to join us as we examine how organizations can strengthen their digital defense, enhance governance, and build a culture of resilience through this pivotal framework. Thank you. I look forward to your participation. This is your host, Savit Vittal Salian. Welcome and namaskar. What is that we are going to cover in this video? We will be covering introduction and background and evaluation, core principles, components of CSF 2.0, peers and profiles, key enhancements in 2.0, implementation strategy, sector specific application, benefits of adapting CSF 2.0, challenges and its limitation, case studies, future outlook and emerging trends, and navigating the top challenges. And we'll close off with a conclusion. In today's rapidly evolving digital ecosystem, cybersecurity is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity. The exponential rise in cyber threats has placed organizations, governments, and individuals under constant risk of data breaches, ransom attacks, and digital espionage. To mitigate these threats and foster a culture of cybersecurity resilience, frameworks and guidelines are essential. The National Institute of Standard and Technology, or NIST Cybersecurity Framework, or CSF, is one such critical resource. Originally introduced in 2014 and significantly updated in 2024 as CSF 2.0. It offers organizations a structured, flexible, and risk-based approach to managing cybersecurity risk. This video provides an in-depth exploration of the NIST CSF 2.0, discussing its history, evolution, components, use case, sectoral applicability, and its pivotal role in modern cybersecurity governance. Let's look at background and evolution of NIST CSF. The NIST Cybersecurity Framework was born out of Executive Order 13636, signed in February of 2013 by then President Barack Obama, which mandated the development of a voluntary framework to improve critical infrastructure in cybersecurity. The first version of the framework was released in February 2014 and quickly gained traction beyond critical infrastructure, being adopted by a wide variety of sectors including healthcare, finance, and education. This has now become a hallmark in the framework for cybersecurity. Over the decade following its release, the cybersecurity landscape changed drastically. New technologies such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things or IoT expanded the attack surface. At the same time, the sophistication of cyber threats increased exponentially. Feedback from industry, evolving regulatory requirement, and the need for more robust governance mechanism led to the development of CSF 2.0 released in 2024. Core principles of NIST CSF 2.0. Core principles. There are three: risk based approach, flexibility and voluntariness, alignment with global standards. The NIST CSF is built on risk management philosophy. It enables organizations to assess their unique risk profile and apply customized controls and processes based on their business needs, their risk tolerance, and threat landscape specific to their area. One of the key strengths of CSF is its voluntary and flexible nature. It is not prescriptive but rather provides a common language and systematic approach to managing cybersecurity risk, adaptable to organizations of all sizes and sector. The framework is harmonized with global standards such as ISO 27001, COBIT, and CIS controls. This makes it easier for international organizations to integrate it into their existing compliance and security ecosystem. Components of CSF 2.0. The CSF 2.0 retains the essential structure of the original version while introducing critical enhancement. The three primary components of the framework are core, tiers, and profiles. Now, what are the cores? The CSF core includes govern, which is a new addition in CSF 2.0, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. The six are further divided as shown in the screen. We'll go through them one at a time. The core is the heart of the framework, organized around six high-level functions. Each function comprises categories and subcategories mapped to informative references such as ISO standards or NIST SP 800 series. The CSF core is like the main structure or skeleton of NIST CSF. It tells organizations what they need to do to manage cybersecurity risk. It is organized into six big areas called functions, and each area has smaller parts called categories and subcategories that explain the task more specifically. Govern. The newly introduced govern function elevates the importance of governance, oversight, and accountability in cyber security program. Govern means setting up the rules, leadership, and responsibilities for cyber security. It is like making the plan and assigning people to important jobs. Who is responsible for cyber security? What laws or rules must we follow? How do we make cybersecurity decisions? How do we manage risk in our suppliers and partners? This is the thought process in this space. Think of it like building the foundation before you build a house. Identity. This function helps organizations understand the context of their cybersecurity risk. Identify means understanding what you need to protect. What computers, devices, and data do we have in our estate? What is the importance of these to our businesses? What are the biggest risks we face today for these assets? Who supplies us the technology that we use? Which vendor? Which provider? This is like making a list of all your valuable things and checking where you might be weak. Protect. This involves safeguards to ensure delivery of critical services. Protect means putting up barriers to stop bad things happening. How do we control who can access what? How do we train our people to be cyber safe? How do we protect important data? How do we maintain and update our system? This is the thought process that goes into this part of protect. This is like locking your door, installing alarms, and teaching your family not to open suspicious emails, as an analogy. Detect. This function enables timely discovery of cybersecurity events. Detect means spotting problems quickly if someone tries to break in or attack. How do we notice strange activities on our computers? How do we monitor systems all the time? How do we make sure our alarms are working? This is a thought process at this step. This is like having security cameras and motion sensors that alert you when something unusual happens. Respond. Organizations can take appropriate action regarding detected cybersecurity incident. Respond means acting quickly when something bad is happening. How do we communicate when we are under attack? How do we limit the damage? How do we analyze what happened? And how do we improve after the incident? This is like calling the fire department if there's a fire and fixing the cause so it doesn't happen again. Recover. The recover function supports timely restoration of normal operations. Recover means getting back to normal after an incident. How do we restore operations? How do we rebuild confidence? How do we improve our recovery plan? This is the thought process at recover. This is like repairing your house after a flood and making it even stronger for next time. In summary, imagine your organization is like a house. Govern is draw the house plan, assign who's in charge. Identify is make a list of everything valuable inside. Protect is lock the doors and set up the security. Detect is install security cameras and motion sensors. Respond is call the police and or fire department if there is an incident. Recovery is fix any damage and make the house stronger. In summary, govern means plan, lead, assign responsibilities. Identify is know what you have and what is at risk. Protect is safeguard your system and data. Detect is all about spotting troubles early. Respond is act fast when trouble hits. Recovery is get back to normal and fix the issue. Why is the core important? Because cybersecurity isn't just about having strong passwords. You need to plan, protect, watch, react, and fix, all working together to stay safe in the digital world. The CSF core makes sure you don't miss any important part of the building a strong cyber security program. Here's Tiers describe the degree of sophistication and rigor in cybersecurity risk management from tier 1 to tier 4. These are not maturity levels but rather indicates how well cybersecurity is integrated into enterprise risk management. Tiers in NIST CSF 2.0 are like levels that describe how well an organization manages its cybersecurity risk. Think of tiers like ladder steps. The higher you go, the better prepared and smarter you are in handling cybersecurity. They do not mean good or bad, they simply show how mature and organized your cybersecurity approach is. There are four tiers. Tier 1, partial. Cybersecurity in this is ad hoc or reactive. There are no consistent plan or processes in this tier. People might handle problems only after they happen. Cybersecurity is not fully linked to the business goals. An example in this case is a small business fixes issues only when there's a hack. No formal cybersecurity team or plan in place. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is risk informed. They have some basic planning. People know that cybersecurity is important. Risk management is discussed but not fully coordinated across the company. Policy do exist, but they might not always be following them properly. An example in tier 2, a company has basic security policies, but different teams handle security differently. So that's tier 2. Tier 3, repeatable. Cybersecurity practices are standardized and consistent. Risk management processes are regularly reviewed and improved. Policies, procedures, and controls are documented and followed. Cybersecurity is clearly linked to the business goals. An example of tier 3 is a company regularly trains its employee, tests its system, and update their security based on their risk. So that's tier 3. Tier 4, adaptive. In this, cybersecurity is dynamic, flexible, and constantly improving. The company uses threat intelligence to predict and prevent attacks. Cybersecurity is embedded deeply into the company's culture. Risk management is fully integrated into business decisions. A good case for Tier 4 would be a highly matured organization using AI to detect threat early on and adapt its security strategy quickly based on the new risk. A quick table summary would be Tier 1, no proper plan, fix after the problem happens. Tier 2, some planning but not fully organized. Tier 3, good processes, regular updates. Tier 4, always improving and highly advanced. In summary, some points you have to remember. Tiers are not scores or grades. Tier 1 isn't bad and Tier 4 isn't perfect. Different organizations may choose different tiers depending on the size, resources, and their individual risk. The goal, move towards higher tier over time to become more resilient and better manage cybersecurity risk. An analogy for this can be like this. Imagine a castle defense. Tier 1, no walls, react after the enemy has attacked. Tier 2, some fences but gap do exist. Tier 3, strong walls and regular patrol. Tier 4, high-tech defense, constantly watching and adapting. Hope this helps with the perspective. Profiles. A profile aligns the framework's function with business requirements, risk tolerance, and its resources. Organizations can create a profile which is current and mark out their target profile, which is what is the desired state they would like to have. This is used to identify the gaps and chart an improvement plan which can help the organization move from the current state to the target states. In NIST CSF 2.0, a profile is like a personalized plan for your organization cybersecurity strategy. It connects what the framework says you should be doing to what your organization actually needs based on your business goals, your own individual risk, and the resources that you have. You can think of profile like customizing a roadmap for your cybersecurity journey. Why are profiles important? Because every organization is different. A bank has a different risk than a hospital. A small business needs a different plan than a large government agency. Profiles help you focus on what matters most to your organization instead of trying to do everything in the same way as everyone else. How profile works? There are two important types of profile. Current profile. This shows where you are right now. It tells you what cybersecurity practice you already have and how well you are doing it. It helps identify your current strength and weaknesses. Example, you realize you have a good firewall, but no formal plan for recovery. That's an example of current profile. Target profile. This shows where you want to be. It defines what you aim to achieve for better cybersecurity posture. It's like setting your future goals. An example for this would be you want to create a strong incident response plan, improve employee training, and achieve tier 3 maturity across all functions. So what? After you have a current profile and a target profile, you compare them to find the gap. This tells you what's missing, what needs to improve, where should you invest your time and money. This process helps you prioritize action smartly based on real risk and needs. A quick summary would be current profile is where you are now, target profile where you want to go. Key points to remember. Profiles are customized to your business. No two organizations will have same profile. They help focus efforts where it matters most. They allow you to measure improvements over time. They are living documents. You can update them regularly as your organization changes. In short, profiles in NIST CSF 2.0 helps you build a cyber security roadmap that fits your unique organization's requirement, your unique goals, and your unique risk environment. Instead of guessing what you need, profile helps you plan smartly, act efficiently, and grow stronger over time. Key enhancement to CSF 2.0. It emphasis is on governance. It has broader applicability. It has updated informative references and it has expanded implementation examples. The introduction of the govern function reflects the increasing importance of leadership, accountability, and enterprise-wide cybersecurity strategy. The CSF 2.0 explicitly targets all sectors, not just critical infrastructure. It includes guidelines for small businesses, non-profits, academic institutions, and international organizations. CSF 2.0 includes updated mapping to widely used standards, including ISO 27001, NIST 853, CIS Control V8. Each subcategory now includes practical implementation examples, enabling organization to apply the framework more easily. CSF2 in practice. How is the implementation? It starts off by defining business mission and its priorities. It understands the regulatory and the risk environment. It then assesses current cybersecurity posture. Then it moves to identify internal external threats. It defines the desired outcomes. Then it analyzes the gaps and assigns the resources to fix the gap. Then it executes improvements and tracks the progress. So this is how the workflow would be. The framework promotes cybersecurity as a life cycle, encouraging ongoing assessments, adaptation, and optimization through feedback loops. Sector specific applications. Banks and financial institutions use CSF to align with regulations such as GLBA, Basel III, and PCI DSS while enhancing resilience against financial fraud and ransomware. Hospitals and clinics integrate CSF with HIPAA requirements to protect electronic health records and ensure patients' privacy. The framework supports operational technology risk management and supply chain cybersecurity, essential for industry environments. CSF aligns with federal mandates and complements FISMA, improving public sector cybersecurity readiness. Benefits of adopting CSF 2.0: improves risk visibility and incident response, enhances compliance with global standards and regulation. It helps cross sector and international applicability. Executive level engagement via governance integration. It's cost efficient through prioritized risk based investment and increases stakeholder confidence due to systematic risk management. Let's look at challenges and limitation of implementing NIST. First comes the resource constraint. For small businesses, this would be a major challenge. Second is the complexity involved with implementation. You would require expert guidance for interpreting the guidelines. Now that's a challenge for smaller organizations, and in few cases, even larger organizations would struggle. When you have legacy IT systems, integration would be a major challenge. There is effort which is required for effective implementation, which requires continuous maintenance effort. Now, this is a recurring cost which the organization has to factor in when they start this journey. At a BA level, if this is treated as a checklist rather than a living framework, it can trigger a sense of safety, which would be false because it is more of a checklist that has been treated, not the spirit of the framework, and which will trigger on over reliance on the risk. Hence, that need to be consciously be factored and tackled with. Let's look at case studies. A mid-sized US regional bank used CSF to mature its cybersecurity posture. By aligning its target profile with Tier 3, the bank improved its detection and response time, passed regulatory audits with ease, and reduced phishing-related incident by 70%. This is to give you an idea as to how things looks like on ground. You might have a much better reduction or might have higher, but depends on how the implementation is. On the other side, a local government agency adopted the CSF superficially without executing buy-in and proper funding. While the framework was documented, real implementation lacked. A ransomware attack later exploited unpatched system due to ineffective governance and lack of a recovery plan. Unfortunate, but this is true on the ground and more often seen. Wherein on the top everything looks perfect, documentation states all process and implementation in play, but it's a matter of one break-in which exposes the complete system. So both are real in terms of a potential occurrence. Important thing for you to think through and look at your own organization, see which side of the fence you are. How does the future look like and what are the emerging trends? For this conversation we have taken the integration with AI and machine learning. The stage is set for integrating AI driven threat intelligence and automated detection into the cybersecurity lifecycle. The second is alignment of environmental, social, and governance goals and build a digital trust and ethical tech governance in place. The last is complementing the NIST framework, the CSF, and addressing the security talent gap. While we discuss the challenges, let us pick up three and try to see how to navigate it. What options we have. The first one was lack of resources, whether it's people, budget, time. In simple terms, many organizations, especially small or medium sized ones, don't have enough trained cybersecurity staff or budget or time to do everything in the framework. So, how do we navigate it? It's recommended to start small. Focus on the most important area first, like protecting your most critical data. Look at your asset, mark out the most critical in this. You can rank it, and then you can work on the top ones first, and then you can go down as you have staff, budget, and time. But important is marking out the most critical first. Second, use the profile feature. Create a current profile and the target profile to prioritize what matters most. Use the free resources that is there, leverage that. Use the NIST guide, tools and templates to reduce the planning time and cost. And you can always look at outsourcing. Pick and choose which part can be outsourced. For things you can't do in-house, get it off. Get into a reliable third-party vendor who can do it for you at a much cheaper cost than what would you have taken. Pick and choose and outsource. That's for challenge 1, how to navigate. Challenge 2 was understanding and interpreting the framework. In simple words, the framework uses technical or complex terms that can be confusing. Many people don't know how to turn it into real action. So how do you navigate? Suggestion is break it down. Use simplified explanation to understand each function. So break it and understand whether it is for govern, identify, protect, etc. If possible, get an expert's help. Bring in a consultant or a cybersecurity certified person, professional, to interpret and apply it correctly. Map to what you already do. Many organizations already follow some good practices. Just match them to the CSF category. This is a low hanging fruit. Generally, organizations would like to start from scratch, believing they don't have anything, whereas it is far from truth. What you have, and if it is working, it means there is something which is in place. You just don't know. Look at it and look at the categories and try to map it. You'll be surprised about how much you already covered. Train your team. Provide basic cybersecurity awareness training and CSF overview to business and IT staffs. And yes, if you are recruiting new, get these as mandatory skills before you get in. Challenge 3 is about integrating cybersecurity with business strategy. In simple words, cybersecurity is often seen as an IT problem, not a business priority. This means it gets less attention from leadership and the team works in silos. So, how do you navigate? Use the new govern function of CSF 2.0. It helps link cybersecurity to company strategy and leadership roles. Talk business language. Show how cyber risk can affect money, reputation, customer, or legal compliance, and just not technology. If you want to have a business attention on what you want to do, speak their language. Involve the top management. Get executives to support cybersecurity by showing its critical role for business success and risk reduction. Make cybersecurity part of the regular planning. Include it in the board meeting, project reviews, and performance discussions. In summary, the challenges would be lack of resources. For that, start small, prioritize, use free tools where possible. Second was understanding the framework, too technical or confusing. Simplify it, seek help, train the teams. Third was poor business integration. Cyber seen as IT only, not business wide. Use govern function, involve the leadership. See, NIST CSF 2.0 is flexible. It's not about doing everything perfectly from day one. It's about taking smart, steady steps towards better protection, faster response, and stronger recovery. All while aligning cybersecurity with your business goals. With the right approach, even small organizations can succeed. In conclusion, the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0 represents a significant evolution in cybersecurity governance, bringing it to the forefront the importance of strategic leadership, adaptable architecture, and sector-wide applicability. By embedding governance, updating global alignment, and providing practical guidance, CSF 2.0 enables organizations to proactively manage their cybersecurity risk in an increasingly complex digital world. Its adoption is not merely a technical decision but a strategic imperative that supports resilience, trust, and operational continuity. Organizations that view CSF 2.0 as a strategic tool rather than a compliance checklist will be better equipped to navigate the future of cybersecurity. As digital threat grows and regulatory landscape evolves, framework like NIST CSF 2.0 will be crucial for building a robust, responsive, and responsible cybersecurity ecosystem. With this, we conclude this video on the NIST Cybersecurity Framework CSF 2.0. I hope you found this beneficial. If you think anyone else would be looking out for similar videos, please do share. If you liked it, do subscribe, like, comment. If you have a query, I will try to respond as much as possible. Thank you very much for the time that you have invested in this. This is Savit Vittal Salian. Namaskar.